at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids playing sport. And for over 25 years, the Victorian School Sports Awards have recognised more than 1,500 students, teachers and volunteers for excellence and outstanding contribution to school sport. Now that's a champion effort. Did you know? School Sport Victoria offers 650,000 sporting opportunities in 31 different sports at 10,700 events across the state every single year. That's a lot of kids.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day. Welcome to everybody tuning in for the Year 12 and Under Boys Showcase game, and welcome back to everybody that was with us in the morning. Brent Sternberg here with Tony Shebeki. Welcome back, Tone. Did you get your cup of tea or not?
No, still haven't got that yet. I might try again at half-time in this game as the crowd has died down just a fraction. But in for a good game of footy here, the under-12 boys. Really expect them to pick it up. The level of the under-12 girls was fantastic. There's no doubt about that. But these guys will step it up a bit and we'll see some good footy here.
Well, the girls have kicked us off. It was a fantastic game earlier this morning, the under-12 girls, and now it's the boys' turn. And being held on to there was number 7. That was Oscar Doggett for the Metro team, who's going to get an early free kick, and he's going to head towards the outer side. Tony and I were just commenting off air about some of the fantastic haircuts that we're seeing out there. The mullet out of nowhere these last few years, Tony, has returned. I don't know where they've come from. I thought they were banished forever, but they're back. It
is Mullet City here in the under-12 Vic Metro team. One young lad, Zach Hammer. Seriously, I think you said it right, Brett. He's been growing it since he was born.
Well, he's only, 11, 12 years old, and he's already got a mullet like that. Amazing. Here's a good handball by Angus Brown. Kobe Buick, that was a fantastic handball, and in stride he hits Jack Zammit. We'll get back to Cody Buick in a little bit. Out the back here, an early chance. A good run-down tackle from behind, but streaming into an open goal, and Vic Metro are onto the board early. And streaming into that open goal was Archer Laguti, and it's a good start for the boys in navy blue. That's Archer Laguti from Essendon North Primary School, and the boys from the Metro are away. Archer Laguti, the first goal kicker today. I was just going to mention about Kobe Buick. A lot of our viewers today will remember the name Buick. Kobe is the son of Darren, dual premiership player. A little bit before my time, Tony, but you'd remember the great Darren Buick.
Certainly do for the Bombers. Played fantastic up forward for Essendon. Could take a mark, there's no doubting that. I think he had the claims on the mark of the century before Steve Smith took that one in Brisbane.
Well, his son started well here. Fantastic handball on the outer wing, which really set all of that up. Archer Laguti, just reminding folks, Essendon North Primary School, playing his club football for Aberfeldy. And a fantastic mark taken. And here's Tavita Roden, another famous name, and on the run. How good was that? And he celebrates to the crowd as well. Tavita Roden, Vic Metro are off and running indeed. And both the famous sons of fathers are out there, and they are tearing it up early on here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. He's got a bit of showmanship, just like his dad, Tavita, obviously.
He has. The one thing that I do love about the father-son rule is that continuation of history with the club, and we've seen some fantastic father-son picks taken in the draft that have gone on to be, exemplary players for their for their club, and that will continue long into the future, which is great. So good to see these kids starting to shine now, and see where it takes them down the track.
Tavita, of course, the son of David, 185 AFL games for the Tigers, Melbourne and Port Adelaide, as it was Angus Brown who went in there a little bit overzealous and has given a free kick away. I was going to say, younger watchers of the footy would probably really only know David Roden as the AFL goal umpire that does that, what's that dance called? The Worm, I think he was doing one day.
You talk about theatrics, David Roden definitely has them, there's no doubt about that.
Well, it was a fantastic goal from Tavita. Took a great courageous mark and then played on. Beautiful goal on the run. And went straight to the crowd. I wonder if David and his family are over there in that pocket. If they are, that's a great moment for the family as Tavita comes up with really a highlight of the day. And here he is again. Flicked a little handball over his head, but he's coughed it up. The country looking to go forward. Really good mark in front. Taken there by Lachlan Harrop, who... very good footballer, very good soccer player as well. I'll get to that in a moment. Here they come now, Fairchild onto the boot. Pretty open forward line. The ball beat Lenner, I think that was. Ooh, maybe a high fend off. Strong in the tackle was Corey Armu. There's another walk-in goal here for Vic Metro. Boy, oh boy, they have started this game like a house on fire. And that might have been Archer Lagudi again. It was, so he's got 2 goals. Archer Lagudi inside the opening, not even 5 minutes. Vic Metro in a flasher puts 3 goals on the board.
Fantastic start for Vic Metro. We've only been going 5 minutes, as you said, Brett, and they've kicked 3 early goals and have really set the tone for the style of play that they're going to play today, and that is very much move the ball, keep the ball alive, move it forward as quickly as you can, and keep that forward line open and give their key forwards, and the small forwards especially as well, the opportunity to run onto the ball when it's driven inside 50 and then take the goal. And that's what we've seen in all 3 goals. That loose ball picked up and then the opportunity taken. So good start for Vic Blue.
The Metro coach David Blackburn will be very happy with this. Archer Lagudi, 22 goals in 11 games this season for Aberfeldy. He's won a couple of best and fairest at that club as well in the under 10 and under 12. So good footballer and loves a goal, obviously. A little bit of uncertainty as to whose free kick this is in the middle of the ground, but eventually we've sorted it out, and it will be Noah Haingraf, the captain for the country team today, who sends them towards half forward, fighting on hands and knees at the bottom, and that pack is number 9, Ted Buchanan. We've got a ball up about 55 out from the country goal. They've been knocked on their backsides early in this one. Through comes Caden Wohlers, had it and then lost it. Here's the big red-headed ruckman, Oliver Cape, who spears one towards the middle of the ground, and they're in business again here, Metro. Douglas, lovely foot skill. He'll hit up Jack Zammit in the bright blue helmet. Runs around to open up the angle. Long ball back towards full forward. Punched away by the country defender. In there is Haingraf again, the captain, trying to lead from the front and get his team into the game. Hat kick out of there, bouncing ball might go towards the boundary line. Nate Warren was after it, and he's going to stay in. May get a ball up. In fact, it's Dashiel Smith in there trying to fight for the football and get it out of there. Dashiel Smith, another famous name, is the nephew of, you'll remember, Joel Smith, Hawthorn and St Kilda player back in the day.
Yep, certainly do.
Here they are, still inside 50. Angus Brown's been busy early as well for the Metro team. Under it there, Zammit. Well done back with the flight. I think that was Caden Wohlers again. Ball up for grabs here at half forward. Again underneath that football was Zammit. Hacked out of there. Oh, lovely pick up down low. I think that was Max Lenner, who actually might have been caught holding the ball, and that's a little rough. That's a free kick to Vic Country right in the last line of defence. That's Max Thompson, who's looking for an option to come at him. Oh, he got plenty on that kick, but unfortunately has turned it over. This is Lachlan Harrop, the young man who I said was good at footy and soccer. Buick to full forward. That's Tavita Roden in front. He might have a free kick as well. And excuse me, it's not Tavita Roden, it's Corey Armu, who I think got a free kick there for an arm chop. And here comes another look at goal for Vic Metro. Point blank right in front.
Gee whiz, another goal here is just going to be the dream start for Vic Metro.
It's young Corey Armu from Regency Park Primary. He's got an older brother playing later today in the under-15s. And that's straight through the Tom Riddle. 4 goals straight for Vic Metro. This is a dream start, and this will be a real concern for Lee McQuillan and the country boys. They're toiling away in there, but they can't really get their hands on the footy, Tony.
No, they certainly can't. At the moment, it's all Vic Metro. They're really taking up the tempo of this game, and if they can continue it for the 4 quarters, this will be a tough game for Vic White. There's no doubt about it, but you've got to be able to continue it, as we said, for that 4-quarter period. So let's see what Vic, Metro can do.
Just a quick note on this one. Both captains in these teams wearing number 4. They wear number 4 in the honour of 1993 captain and Victoria Cross recipient Cameron Baird, who gave his life whilst in service for Australia in Afghanistan in 2013. As they go forward again, Vic Metro. Leonard couldn't read it off the pack. There's Oliver Cape. Now it's come to Roden. Roden will kick this goal. Watch this. Wow. He knows where the goals are. Tavita Roden. He's got 2. And this is an avalanche for the boys in navy blue.
He's already 2 foot taller than his dad at 11 years of age, but very, very similar to the style of play that his dad showed us through his AFL career. Able to pick up the ball and knows exactly where the goals are. 2 goals, as you said, to Tavita Roden. Out of 5 for Vic Blue. They're 5 goals straight, 30. Vic White yet to score. 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
He's a very switched-on young man as well, Tavita. He's actually school captain there at St. Teresa's School. We've got a few players, St. Teresa's School, a few students, I should say, in this game. That was a haymaker thrown at that one by the ruckman for Vic Metro. That was Corey Armu, excuse me. Oh, Leonard won a hard ball. That was well done. Couldn't quite get a handball away. Haingraf in there in the blue helmet applying a tackle. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. They are absolutely dominating in and around the clinches. Vic Metro, Kobe Buick and Tavita Roden, Angus Brown. They're all in amongst it. Here's a chance for perhaps a fast break. Bouncing ball. Nice take there by Sachin Tyrrell. Will hit up on the bounce Max Thompson into the middle of the ground. Out from half back for the Metro team. It's Lockie Harrop, but a turnover back to young Sachin. It's a good link-up play by Country. Now Sachin, a bouncing ball. Sachin Tyrrell. Goal side here, just reaching for it there. It was a great tackle, great defensive pressure by Noah Montgomery. And he's actually been penalised for a free kick. So here will come the first shot at goal for the Vic Country boys by way of a free kick. And this will be Kobe Ma from deep in the right forward pocket. What will he do here, Tony? Will he go check side? What will he do?
Yep. He does.
They had nobody really on the line there, Vic Metro, but they got off the hook because it's gone into the base of the goal post. And finally, they have a score on the board, Vic Country. 1 behind, still a long way in arrears. Vic Blue have sprinted out of the blocks there, 5 straight, 30.
And I sounded, sorry if I sort of was a bit confused about what he's going to do there. You really couldn't tell. He sort of just stood there and...
Looked like he was in 2 minds,
exactly.
wasn't he? Didn't get great purchase in the end. Oh, here comes Kobe Buick. He hit that one hard. Essendon. Oh, and what a delivery as well, just straight through the hands of Oliver Cape. Deserved better there. Clearing kick away from Vic Country. I was just going to say the Essendon fans will be watching Kobe Buick and be very excited with this skill that he's shown already. Bouncing ball beyond Kobe Ma. After this one, showing the pace there was Archer Doreen, but the boundary line was the saviour for Vic Metro. And at least they're starting to get the football up their end of the ground. The forwards didn't see it at all for the opening 5 minutes or so, and in the blink of an eye, Vic Metro put 5 goals on the board.
I'd like to get one here, I'm sure, Vic Country, I should say.
It is tricky because they're the only team today that are actually, the only game, I should say, where we are Vic Metro and Country. The others are just blue and white. So we've got to get used to that. We want to get it right. Here's a bouncing ball towards the teeth of goal. That come from Dashiel Smith. Still up for grabs here. Dashiel Smith again, I think that might have been, and he snuck it in. He has, and Vic Country, against the run of play, have their first goal.
Sachin Tyrrell.
The Sachin Tyrrell it may have been. I'll take your word for it, Tony. The most important thing is they have their first goal and they've broken the tide.
I'm pretty sure I saw the number 13 slung out of the pack and the ball go onto his boot. So good effort by him to get the first goal on the board. One more they would like. That'll be a couple of goals down at a quarter time is going to be better than 5, isn't it?
You may not be surprised to learn, Tony, with a first name of Sachin. He's a very good cricketer as well. He made it He's done very well in the School Sport Victoria cricket trials as well, has Sachin. And now he's got his side on the board here as we're back into the middle. The two number 22s playing in the ruck for either side. Corey Armu for Metro and Lincoln Brand in the ruck for Vic Country.
Of course, named after that famous Indian player, Sachin Mendalore, who played for Calcutta.
That's not who I was thinking of, Tony, but okay. Here's Kobe Buick at centre-half forward. He's been in everything.
Was there another Sachin?
Oh, I think so. I think there might have been. There might have been a couple. Mark taken inside 50. Here comes another look at the sticks for Vic Metro. Looks like this is Ethan Wood, I believe, the number 15 on the back from Cranbourne East Primary School. Right in front, will kick from 35 out. Looks like he's got the journey. Looks like he might have the accuracy
Great
as well.
kick.
That's a lovely kick from Ethan Wood. Vic Metro get the answer straight back. They've kicked 6 straight and they don't look like missing.
No, they certainly don't. Gee whiz, a few years ago, Cranbourne East would have been part of Vic Country. The urban sprawl of Melbourne over the last 15 to 20 years has seen Cranbourne engulfed as suburbia and beyond as well, out through Pakenham and the like also. All now counted as Melbourne suburbs.
Suburban sprawl, Tony.
Yeah.
It'll be out Ballarat way soon enough. It'll be
Not too far.
Melbourne suburbs in Ballarat. Look at Corey Armu in the ruck. He just threw a haymaker at that. Kobe Buick, again, I'm going to be saying his name a lot. Back to Armu with the barrel. But to get out the back, they've... it's toe poked off the line in the end from Oliver Cape. And unfortunately, a bit of mad defending right on the siren as well. So salt into the wounds for Vic Country just when they look like they might be getting back in the game. The barrel from Corey Armu and then the toe poke on the line from Oliver Cape. And that, for Vic Metro, Tony, is a 7-goal zip opening quarter.
Siren couldn't come quick enough for Vic Country here in that quarter. There was an onslaught from the boys from Vic Metro. 7 goals straight, and we spoke about it during the quarter, and what was evident was their tactic, their style of play, was to win the ball in the centre from the bounce. They did that quite easily, the ruck work for Vic Metro right on top, and then from that point on, just move it forward at every cost. Get it inside 50, keep the 50 open, and allow the key forwards to run onto the ball, and then secondary, allow the small forwards to run off the key forwards if the ball became loose. And Vic Metro did that so well to the tune of 7 goals in a 15-minute quarter. So that's, one every 2 minutes. It's not a bad effort, considering it takes 45 seconds for the ball to get back to the centre of the ground. So they've done well, Vic Blue. They'll go on with this.
Fair old display from the boys in navy blue. 7-goal quarter to 1. Utter dominance. Let's take a breather, Tony. When we come back, we'll have the second quarter for you in the Year 12 and under boys showcase match. You're watching the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day, live streamed on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our socials as well. Tony and I will be back for the second quarter in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. This is the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day, live streamed on the School Sport Victoria website and all across the social channels as well. Brent Sternberg here with you alongside Tony Shebeki. Hope you're enjoying all the coverage as we bring it to you live here from a very sunny Trevor Barker Beach Oval in the Year 12 and under boys game. Tony, it was a very sunny start for the boys in navy blue.
A very fine start, no doubt, Brett. You're spot on. 7 straight goals in a 15-minute quarter of football is a dominating effort, isn't it, from the guys in Vic Blue? And they just seem to have it at the moment. They've got height in the centre. They've got height around the ground. They've got speed and their ability, as we said, to move that ball forward and keep that forward line open. A structure that's really worked for them well. Their forwards are leading to the ball, and if they don't get it, their small forwards are just coming behind and cleaning up. But invariably, those tall forwards are doing the job. A couple of those boys have goals already, and we'll get a couple more, one would think.
We're just about right to go here in quarter number 2. The goal kickers just quickly for Vic Metro. Archer Lagudi with a couple. Tavita Roden with a couple. He really set that first quarter alight. Corey Armu, Ethan Wood and Oliver Cape. And the goal kicker, we believe, for Vic Country is Sachin Tyrrell. As Oliver Cape, who had the last disposal of that first quarter topo goal off the goal line, sends them inside 50, and straight away Vic Country have some work to do. Quick kick out of the pack there from the late in today, we believe, is Lewis Nelson Holiday in the number 24. So he's, well, we believe he's replaced number 2, Tanner Wilson, but number 2, we've seen him getting around out there. So not too sure the exact scenario, but that was Nelson Holiday getting the kick and sending it out of play. Armu into the ruck. Leonard spins out of trouble. Back around the corner. Hasn't quite got enough on it. That's a courageous mark back with the flight from Tice Griffin. Beautiful mullet. Beautiful mark. He has it in the shadow of the behind post. I think he was one of the young boys, Tony, that I was saying must have been growing that mullet since the day he was born. He started it on his first birthday. That's lovely. Vic Metro here through Ryder Ham. Corey Armu on the bounce. Always run into trouble there, Corey. Umpire said he got rid of it. Play on. Under the pump back there. Handball. Leonard. Buick. Who's it going to be? It'll be Kobe Buick for an easy walk-in goal. And much as they started the first quarter, Vic Metro, they've got an early one, and it's Kobe Buick on the board.
Was it the Boston Red Sox in the Major League Baseball? Their players wouldn't shave their beards until they won the World Series. It's a similar sort of creed, I think, here in this Vic Metro team, where the players are all got mullets and won't shave it until they win this game. Because there's a few out there.
I reckon they could just about get the razors ready, I think, Tony.
Yeah.
Kobe Buick adds his name to the goal scorer, son of Darren, mentioned that a couple of times. He's the captain today, but he's a very good footballer at his local club, Strathmore. Here they come out of the middle again. That was Zamet, high ball, and a good mark, plucked it out of the sky. Good hands there from Nate Yongan, who might be right on his range, I reckon, Tony. We'll find out. Here he goes, the left footer. Didn't hit that one as well as he would have liked. The breeze has just picked up in the last few moments. Burley had it and then lost it, and the umpire says holding the ball. It's pretty good conditions out there. Beautiful sunshine, nice. But the wind is sort of coming and going a little bit.
You mentioned Strathmore, a very good local football club out in the Essendon District Football League. Played in plenty of grand finals over the last few years. It's been shared pretty much between them and Keilor.
That's where Kobe Buick plays, and he's won a couple of underage best and fairest. You're probably not surprised to learn that by the way he started this game. I have it inside 50 here, Country. Kick for goal, bouncing ball. He's going to need that to run a long way. That was Xavier Fowler, and he's got it. Perfect. Kicked it about 20 metres. It rolled about 30. Xavier Fowler kicks the goal for Vic Country, and they have their second. This has been an okay fight back. They haven't died down, the boys in white.
That was an amazing kick. It bounced and bounced, and then it bounced up and stopped, and then decided to go again over a couple more bounces as it went through. So they're trying. Vic Country, they're trying to get back into this game. They need more than one goal a quarter to be able to do that. They'll need to get a run. I'd love to see them get 2 or 3 straight here and just pump up that confidence a little bit for them and give them that faith that they can take it up. to this Vic Metro side that has absolutely had their domination led by this boy in the centre, Oliver Kate, in the ruck.
There he's again winning another hit out. Coming through to Shield Smith, had a big swing at it, and then it was the handball that actually found his teammate. Inside forward 50, mark drop from Angus Brown.
Too high.
And now a free kick for Vic Country. So things just starting to go their way in this second quarter. It is Joel Comensoli to have a crack at goal from right in front. Umpire just marking the mark. We can hear him loud and clear. He's Joel Comensoli for 2 quick goals. He's got every piece of that.
There we go, that's good.
Points to the sky and says that's all right. And there's a couple of quick goals in a row. They've got their third. Here come the Vic Country boys.
Now one more, and all of a sudden the doubt just starts to come in a little bit into the Vic Blue. And that opportunity then starts to really present itself for Vic Country. They're 5 goals behind at the moment, so the margin is still fairly large and fairly great. But as I said, another 2 here for Vic White, and they are right back in this game.
Joel Comensoli, Cathedral College Wangaratta, plays for the Junior Magpies Junior Football Club in the Wangaratta and Districts Footy League. You got anything for me on that league, Tony?
No, I haven't.
That's okay. We'll move on. Here comes Kobe Buick, bursting out of the middle. Long kick inside 50. Terrific defensive mark taken back there by Max Thompson. Heads to the outer side. Went through the hands of a couple of his teammates, I think, and now it's up for grabs on the outer wing. The umpire comes over to pay another free kick. Inside 50. That's a nice kick. Just dropped it on the chest of his teammate leading up at it. And here is Nelson Holiday, we believe, in the 24. Long to the goal square, out the back. He didn't get the bounce that Xavier Fowler got up the other end. Max Leonard, great work, tightrope in the boundary line. Oh, Holiday, Nelson Holiday and their teammate Ford over it. Burley, and it's coming back for holding the ball. Just was in 2 minds there. Lewis Nelson Holiday, it took too long to get rid of it. And the white team will look to head this time to the outer side. Metro done well to set up behind the ball. Kobe Buick again here, trying to get it onto his teammate, but had a case of the fumbles there. Really, for the first time today, he's had plenty of the football. That's the first time I've seen him fumble it. Here's to Shield Smith, who, being a bit of a lone soldier in the midfield there for Vic Country, although here's a chance for Nate Warren. It just wouldn't quite bounce up for him. Over it now for the Metro boys is Noah Montgomery. Inside 50 go Vic Country. This has been their quarter, really. And Vic Metro with some defending to do. Here's Tice Griffin. Turned onto that left boot. Good gather by the big man Oliver Cape down low. String of handballs taken by Zamet, and he's off. One bounce. Will he take on his man? No, he's going to try and get it to Max Leonard. Just beyond him. Jarvis Burley, another one with the mullet. Couldn't quite pick it up. And he have a second go. He's quick, Jarvis Burley. And just overran it and copped a big bump for his troubles as well. Yeah, the umpire's actually paid a free kick for too high. Yeah, it was fair enough too. He was over the ball. And the young lad there in Ethan Wood just coming in and grabbing him on the shoulder. That's Max Thompson to take the free kick. Just went to run underneath that football there, did Matty Fairchild. Here we go Vic Country, and they might be out the back here. Comensoli, the goal kicker. Can it set up for him? It's going to be a little bit of a pain and roll towards the boundary line. And then when he did grab it, he was met immediately in a strong tackle. Nelson Holiday was the tackler. Vic Country have it back inside 50 though. Just under 7.5 minutes to play in the second quarter here. Under 12 boys. Roving that one there was DeShiel Smith. Deep inside 50. Metro have the numbers. Tice Griffin with a good smother. Oliver Cape, the ruckman getting involved in the link-up play. Nice kick. Yeah, it was. It just again eluded by the bounce. That might be Max Leonard again. Put his body on the line. It was a good effort by Leonard. We'll go a second time. He's on the bottom of the pack. Great tenacity shown there by young Max Leonard. He's looking very dangerous. So that was a nice kick from Cape because it was just weighted beautifully for his player to run on the ball. Just went over the head of the country boy. Just fell short by a fraction. Wood, quick kick out of there. In fact, that was DeShiel Smith. Cape reaching for. He's been good as well, Oliver Cape. Very good. Agile, red-haired ruckman. Lovely kick as well. Speared one into the feet of his teammate inside forward 50. Couldn't quite come away with the mark. Fairchild intercepts. Back inside 50 they go. Up for grabs. Oh, terrific pluck. Corey Armu, I think that was right in front And to be fair, he's looked pretty good as well, Corey Armour.
He has. A good, solid, tall key target for them up there, and they're looking for him all the time. They're looking for Kate through this centre-half forward area, and then the big boy there at Armu at full forward when they can.
14 goals in 12 games he kicked for his Wanturna South club. Played a couple of games up in the under-14s as well, Corey Armu. Helicoptered that one a little bit, and that's not his best kick. Out on the full it goes.
Did well to get 12 games in this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising through the research that I did, seeing some boys got to actually play some football. It's been very interrupted, hasn't it, really, for the boys and girls. You feel sorry for them the last couple of years. They haven't been able to do the one thing that they want to at that age, and that's get out and play with their mates. Correct.
And that was the big thing about coming here today, was because these kids haven't played much footy at all throughout the years of 2020-21. I was a little bit concerned about what the standard and the skill level might be like, just due to the fact that they haven't really touched a footy, but they've had the opportunity now in the last couple of weeks to get some training behind them. And for these young lads, it's just like riding a bike. It's come right back to them.
Stole the words right out of my mouth, Tony. I was going to say just like getting on a bicycle. Umpire calls for it on the outer side. You talk about the boys not playing much football over the last sort of 18 months. Spare a thought, there's a young boy, Tanner Wilson, who wasn't out today. Obviously, we know hasn't played much football like everybody the last 2 years because of COVID. That young boy has broken his arm twice in the last 18 months. Poor old Tanner hasn't had a crack at it.
Drink more milk. Strengthen the bones, get the calcium up.
Yep, exactly.
Now, you see, this is the advantage that Vic Metro have, is that they can bring Anu into the ruck, which they have, and give a rest to the big fella in Cape up at full forward. What a major advantage that is to have this kid Cape, who's the best part of 6'3", 6'4", I reckon, at his age of 12 years old. He is tall.
A fantastic pack mark taken by Sol Zach, who is not all that tall, but a great contested mark in a pack of about 7 players. And there's a pretty good pair of hands as well, shown by, I think that might have been Nelson Holiday again. Angus Brown, able to a teammate who just had to get rid of it. Once more it was Nelson Holiday. Come on, stuck a little bit for Vic Metro in the middle of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. And over the football there was Kobe Marr. Emerging with it again was Ryder Ham. Angus Brown, coming across courageously was Burley, dropped the mark. Big Corey Armour who tries to come through, went without the football. There might be a chance here, Vic Metro. Good work down low. That was Nate Yongan. Turned into a little bit of a scrap, but the boys are willing. Fairchild, umpire says he got it away. Now here is Tashiel Smith. Incorrect, I suppose, says the umpire. It's about the first mistake he's made, Tashiel Smith. There's Lagudi, kicked a couple of goals in the opening quarter. Now it's Broadbent into the pocket. Good running, Max Leonard. He'll take it on. Went for home. Good smother, though, coming the other way. The defender for Vic Country, who's now onto it. It's Tice Griffin. You'd want to be a good player if you're going to wear a mullet like that, and he looks fantastic, this Tice Griffin. Kick back towards the wing. Couple of big men there for Vic Metro. Neither could take the mark. Back towards half full. That's a great kick. Max Leonard down low. He looks like a very dangerous little player, Max Leonard. He's looking for Yongan. I think that was in the pocket, but a good defensive fist come from the Vic Country defender. Out of play it goes. They're holding their own lately, Vic Country. Yep. Holding up back there.
2 minutes to go. If they can get one more before half time, I reckon they'll be pretty pleased with that.
I think Lee McQuillan, the coach of Vic Country, will be happy with how they've responded in the second quarter here. Not that they they haven't had work to do back there in the last line of defence. They've had plenty of work to do, but they've stood up well. Got a little bit more defending to do late in this quarter. Lincoln Brand trying to bring his teammate into the game. Again, it's come unstuck. Here's Corey Armour just sinking his big boot into it again. There's Oliver Cape, had a couple of goes. Backed up his own work. Brilliant play from Cape. Round the body, high one towards the goal square. Can they find a mark? Standing under it there, couldn't quite reel it in. That was Liam Joyce. Now can he break free? Yongan left it for Lagudi, and Lagudi on the left will snap goal number 3, and that was fantastic forward 50 work from Vic Metro. Yeah,
it certainly was. It started off with the ball coming into Oliver Cape, just presenting that massive presence up forward, either him or Amu. Those two are just a handful at the moment for the defence for Vic Country. He didn't take the mark, but the small brigade of Vic Metro just really working well to get that goal.
Well, that was really a great showcase of his talent, Oliver Cape, wasn't it? I mean, he was the intended target. He might have been a bit upset with himself that he didn't take the mark, but he was the first one to back up, was there to robe his own work, stayed involved the whole way. And a fantastic finish over the shoulder from Archer Lagudi. 3 goals in the opening half. And they've got a free kick here. Vic Metro, they'll come forward again. It'll be Corey Amu to take the free kick. If he really gets onto a barrel, he can probably drop this one into the goal square.
Cape on the lead.
Looking for him. Just off hands. Lagudi in position 1A. Got it to a teammate. And now here is Nelson Holiday on the left, who's had a go, and it'll flash across the face of goal and go out of play with the 20 seconds left in the opening half.
What we've got to remember is these kids are still only 12 years old, so the development of their football will grow over the next few years.
Through comes Kobe Buick, had it and then lost it, stayed in the contest, and now he might have been penalised for holding the man he has indeed, and that'll do us for an opening half that was not much of a contest in the first quarter, but a much better contest in quarter number 2. Vic Country, 3 goals for themselves, and well, on the scoreboard at least it looks a bit better than what it might have otherwise been. 9 straight 54-0. They've worked their way back into the game, Tony.
And just to continue on with what I was saying there, their development of their football over the next couple of years, things like what we saw there with Oliver Cape, he was on the lead, but didn't continue on with the lead when he saw the ball was going to fall short. For big fellas like that, you just need to go through and just crunch the pack and break it open. He fell short, knew the ball wasn't going to get to him, didn't think he was going to get there. Put in the bigger steps, do that sort of stuff. That stuff will develop as these kids start to grow because, as I said, having the advantage of 2 big boys like Amu and Cape swapping in the ruck and at full forward, that's going to be something that this Vic Metro team over the next few years is going to be very handy for them.
And the other thing to remember as well is, we talk about with because of everything with COVID, and they've missed out on opportunities, to play and play with their mates, but also missed out on opportunities to be coached and to train as well. Missed out on all of the development that could come in those times. I mean, you can only have so many Zoom meetings, Tony. The way you learn to play footy and crunch those packs is to get out there on the field and crunch the packs.
Correct. We can we see the haircut there of Jarvis Burley at the Gatorade bottle? That mullet.
Number 14 for Vic Metro.
Look at that.
That's fantastic.
My kids would drool over that.
Oh, it's brilliant. I don't know how it's come back into pop culture, the mullet, but it has. It's back from the dead. Tavita Roden just giving Tony Shebeki a bit of a thumbs up there. That's nice. You know him personally, do you?
Never seen him before in my life.
I think he's just happy that he's getting some showtime, and we're calling him playing very well and kicking a couple of cracking goals in that first half. It is half time here in the 12 years and under boys showcase game. Tony and I will step out and have a bit of a breather. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter for you. You're watching the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day live streamed on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our socials as well. Tony Shebeki and Brent Sternberg will be back for the second half in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. This is the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day live stream on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our social media channels as well. We're just about set to go here for quarter number 3 in the Year 12 and under boys match. The Vic Metro boys are ready to go. The umpire's blowing the whistle and asking to Vic Country boys to make themselves known, and now they got a bit too cosy in the change rooms at half-time, I think, Tony Shebeki.
No need to get cosy for the Vic Country boys. They've got a bit of work to do here in this second half. All the Vic Metro boys out there, they're in position, ready to go. So no warm-up for Vic Country. They'll just get straight into it and back into the ruck now after having a bit of a spell at full forward in that second quarter is Oliver Cape for Vic Metro. And he's been dominant around the ground all game. He comes up against Riley Kundin. Now, there has to be at least 30 centimetre difference between these two.
You would think so. Even just looking at them at the start, doesn't it, at the ruck contest. And
He's a big boy. Remember that name, Oliver Cape.
Cape and Kundin into the ruck. It was Cape who won it down and then won the clearance. Here's Archer Lagudi who kicked 3 goals in that opening half. Inside 50 go the Metro boys again. Good tackle applied in there. And we'll get a ball up about 35-40 out from goal. 9 straight, 54. The Vic Metro boys. 3-1-19. The Vic Country. Cape just smacked that one forward. Clearing kick for Vic Country. Might be a chance here for Sachin Tyrrell. He's onto a loose ball. That's a nice kick as well. Just ran under it a little bit, his teammate. I think that was Sol Zach. Vic Metro will mop up. Kick back up towards the wing. Max Thompson after this. Going to get there second, though. It's Zamet. Selling a little bit of candy. Got around a couple, and then Zamet to full forward. Roden caught out of position. It's a good mark at the back, taken by Riley Travaglia. And we're going to get our first 50-metre penalty of the day as well. Well, not 50-metre penalty. I assume that's 25 metres, but we're encroaching, I think, over the mark. Riley Travaglia, who will have an older brother coming up in a couple of games' time in the Year 15 and under boys. That game set to kick off at 3:30. Still a game in between this one and that one. It'll be the Year 15 and under girls to go at it. Vic Metro back inside 50, a rainmaker kick. Ollie Cape out the back, beaten by the bounce. Travaglia, that might have been again with a quick kick out of there. Tyrrell. Gee, these boys can kick that football a long way. 11 and 12-year-olds to the outer wing. Buick is there for Vic Metro. Couldn't get his hands on the football. There's a late whistle for a sling tackle and will be coming back to Vic Metro. Young boy back there, a little bit sore, but he's back up on his feet. It's Max Lenner, I think, who wowed us all with his skills in the first half. He was in everything inside that forward 50. Nice kick here. Here's Archer Lagudi, speaking of being everywhere. Looks like he's been moved on ball, Archer. Cape again out the back. Will it sit for him this time? It will. He'll have to give it off. Buick. Oh, he had a little bit more time than that. Tried to go with the check side and missed it. That's the first blemish on the scoreboard for Vic Metro. 9-1-55 they are now. Vic White still trailing 3-1-19.
But the first mark on the scoreboard for the third quarter, and it goes Vic Metro's way, continuing their dominance in this game.
And again, just hemming Vic Country in. Bounce just eluded Liam Joyce. He might get it back here. It's come to Cape for the ruckman. He's getting plenty of the football. Outside of the boot, dropped onto the chest of Hamer, I think that was, and dropped the mark. Clearing kick. Can Vic Country get something going here? It's Hugh Colson. Had his kick smothered. Might have to go again. Good tackle applied there by Ted Buchanan. Look at the boys go after this football in the centre square. And the umpire was keen to blow that whistle and try and open things up a bit with a stoppage at centre-half forward for the Metro boys. Still Cape in the ruck. Joyce tried to take it off his teammate there. Buchanan has actually gone down a little bit sore. I think that is Liam Joyce down behind play. Vic Country go inside 50. One-on-one, wide open in the forward 50 there for Vic Country. Taken by Fairchild, did so well to shrug the tackle, but they're coming at him one after the other. He gave it to a teammate, made it his problem. And he was caught and pinged for holding the ball. Max Thompson, the tackler, and the beneficiary. He's got a couple of teammates in the pocket. He'll stick it out there for Hugh Kundin, who wants to play on him from the pocket. That's not a bad effort. Across the face of goal. Couldn't take the mark there, Nate Warren, and it's spilt out, or through, I should say, for a minor score.
Yeah, that was Liam Joyce that went down behind play. I've just been keeping an eye on him. It's just a little bit of a knock to the knees, up and moving, so that's a good sign.
The trainer went out to him and Liam said, "Go away." If he said that at home, he'd be sent to his room. Vic Metro player just slung off the football there.
Depend what type of parent he had. As we saw on television over the last few weeks, there's a whole lot of different types.
Free kick to the Metro boys. Archer Doreen gets a good purchase on that one. Buick in the middle of the pack had 2 or 3 goes, couldn't quite complete it. Over it now, Hamer might have been pushed in the back. He was. Free kick will say, take your free kick. It was Oscar Doggett, in fact. Right at half back for Metro. Oh, there's a fantastic mark taken. Good hands over his head. Wants to play on now into the middle of the ground. It's just over the head of his intended target. Ball up for grabs in the middle. He's Zamet, who jumped on that one, and he might be in trouble here. Well, he got it out. It come late. Now here's Ollie Kate, the ruckman, who's off and running. He might go for home from 30. Can he kick a running goal? You bet he can. Goal umpire didn't move at all, and Oliver Kate. Like you said a moment ago, Tony, remember that name. This boy can play.
Yeah, certainly can. Worked like a rover that time, the big fella. And then took his absolute allocation of steps inside 50, got to within his range, and then just slotted that one straight through the middle. Can play, Ollie Kate, and is absolutely dominating in the middle and up forward when he gets there as well. That's now it's a 41-point lead, isn't it, for Vic Metro? And Vic Country just really... just can't turn it on, can they? They just can't seem to string it together.
No, they get out and they get it inside 50, but too good up the back line. They're not conceding anything. The Vic Metro boys, Ollie Kate, that was his second goal. And you're right, he is doing everything. He's dominating in the ruck. He looks the most threatening presence when he goes down forward, and then he's kicking running goals.
This kid can
That's
play
not
too.
fair. Yeah, Kobe Buick. Been held up there. The umpire will go over and ask for it. He is the captain today, Kobe Buick. He's had plenty of the football, and I dare say it's a young man that we'll be seeing in a couple of year times in the under-15s, and then plenty more after that. Brown looking to head into the middle of the ground. Couldn't quite hit up his teammate. He was looking for Harrop. Country a hack kick forward, but like I mentioned a moment ago, set up so well behind the ball. That's a lovely kick as well. That come from Zach Hamer to hit up his teammate. We're going to have another penalty here. That's going to take them... Now, they won't be able to take advantage. I don't think they've realised they've had a whistle and a free kick paid their way, Vic Metro. So I think this is going to go to Ethan Wood from the...
Pay the advantage, umpire.
The umpire's not quite sure who this is coming back to, but it will be, I'm pretty certain, Tony, Ethan Wood, who kicked the goal early. I'm pretty sure he did indeed. This one you would think would test him. He's going to give the handball off to Brown, who will have a go about 10 metres closer. Cape is there. So too is Roden. Couldn't take the mark, but he could rove at Roden. And it's a lovely finish on the outside of the boot. A roving Roden, Tony.
Yep, great goal. He's third.
Yep.
Yeah, gee whiz. They're just dominant up forward. They really are. They've got no response to those forward movements, Vic Country at the moment. They've got height. They've got pace. They've got sensibility around the ball. The smaller blokes are just fantastic at roving off the bigger guys, if the bigger guys allow them to, because invariably the bigger guys are taking marks. So, yeah, it's just a really dominant performance at the moment by Vic Metro.
They've had a couple of boys, Vic Country, that trying hard and have played well, but if you were going to come up with the top half a dozen players on the ground, I think they'd all be in the navy blue.
Yeah.
And here they come forward again. Good hands by Zamet. Handball off to his teammate Doggett. It was from the 50. That'll clear the pack. Roden might run onto this one. Oh, it's just skittered away from him. And through for another behind. Javita Roden's eyes lit up. He wanted goal number 4. It's another behind for Vic Metro. It'll be 11-3 now, 69, I believe. Here's the Country bring it in here. Tice Griffin, the mullet, deep in defence. He's looking to bring it out to this near side. Just had enough on it to find his teammate. He has it deep in the right back pocket for the Country. Down the line, Amu got there late, couldn't take the mark. Trying to crash through there was Flynn Adler. Lagudi took him a while to pick it up, but when he did, he got by his opponent. It's not a bad effort from the pocket. Roden the target. Can he split them here to Vita Roden? He's been hemmed in. And all he could do... Wow, the umpire's penalised him for holding the ball. I thought he got a handball away. Umpire saw it differently, and he's about 100 metres closer than I am, so They'll have it on the last line of defence again here, Country, and this kick has to be good. Well, it was a good kick, but Haingraf, the skipper, dropped the mark. Put his whole team under pressure now. Can they get out here? They're tight in the screws, Vic Metro. Trying to bust through is the captain again. That is an illegal disposal, and the pressure in the end for the Metro team was too much for the Country boys. Oh, that was it. Bashir Smith just making sure he gave it back to Flynn Adler on the full and didn't give away another penalty. That's a nice kick to hit up the lead and the mark there of James Douglas. The field kicking has been terrific. They've hit up the leads of their teammates, brought their teammates into the game at all costs. It's been a bit of a masterclass. Douglas to the teeth of goal, and the not a whole lot of wind out there, but got caught somehow and misses to the left-hand side, and they're starting to score a lot of behinds now, the Vic Metro boys. The scoreboard was perfect only a few moments ago, and now a flurry of behinds has ruined it. There's a good mark taken by Adler, intercepting the kick in. Looking for somebody. He's gone centrally. Just dropped it at the feet of his teammate, Kobe Buick. Good hands. Oh, yeah, Zamet never saw the player coming from directly behind him. And it was Sachin Tyrrell who would be rewarded. He showed a bit, this boy, Sachin Tyrrell. He's one of the Country boys who can hold his head high.
Yeah, he certainly is. And that rivalry has been generated for many, many a year. The Vic Country, Vic Metro rivalry through under 15, under 12, under 15 and under 18 football. And it continues here today. It's, you know, they go to national carnivals where they're taking on other states, but it's always Vic Metro wanting to beat Vic Country. That's the game you want to play in.
And they're knocking the ball around the back line here. They've had about 5 disposals, moving it from one side to the other. Oh, this is going to be where it comes unstuck. Just over the head of his teammate, it was Flynn Adler, who's been busy these last few moments. Just got a little knuckle on that one.
He didn't have much of an option, though. There was nothing presenting itself from behind the short kick. So it was really his only option, or to kick into space, and that probably wasn't going to be a good one.
Armour's been moved back into the ruck for the Vic Metro side. Kobe Buick, great
Clever
vision to see Doggett all on his own. Doggett will step around one, and Oscar Doggett will kick a goal. That was fantastic play from the captain, Kobe Buick. Knew he didn't have anywhere to go, saw the teammate, heard the voice. Great vision, great skill, great play.
Yeah, no, very clever hands from the captain, and another goal goes on the board for Vic Metro. It's now a 55-point lead with just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. 3-2-20 Vic Country to Vic Metro. 12-3-75.
Oscar Doggett from the Carey Baptist Grammar School plays for the Hawthorn Citizens in the Yarra Footy League. He's also a surf life-saving state Nipper gold medal winner for board paddling.
There you go. Good upper body strength.
He looks a bit like a character with the long flowing blonde hair that would frequent the beaches, doesn't he, Oscar?
Buick from 45.
Bang. How about that? Off a couple of steps. Talk about a masterclass. That's another boy that can play. Wow.
That was a great kick. Great pickup. Got the advantage, paid his way, and then just went on with it. And that was a beautiful kick from 45 out. Directly in front, but you still got to kick it, and he did.
And
lovely.
Just reward for the captain, who a moment ago brought a teammate into the game and gave him a goal, and now he's got his second, Kobe Buick. And that is the 4th player that is now a multiple goal kicker. Kobe Buick, Oliver Cape with a couple. Archer Lagudi and Tavita Roden with 3 apiece. All back into the middle. They'll come forward here, the Vic Country side, through Max Thompson. Bouncing ball. Couldn't quite win it. His teammate coming out at it. Now here's Sachin Tyrrell, who left foot kick, bouncing ball. They've got some defending to do, the Metro. They haven't had to do that for a while. Socket, pinched, and a snap. Oh, it was touched off the booth. Haingraf, I think that was. Wanted the answering captain's goal up the Nick Sortner end, but caught a couple of the fingers of the desperate defender for Vic Metro. The umpire's telling that Matty Fairchild doesn't have to jump the fence and retrieve that football. Luckily, we've got a spare, Tony, and Matty Fairchild will bring it in to the Vic Metro side. To the outside, big pack under that one. Metro will come away with it. Hamer got knocked off the kick. Here's a chance. Kick towards the teeth of goal. Almost a good mark there. It might set up for, it was Caden Wohlers. Just got tackled off at great pressure on the last line of defence by Vic Metro. And they've got a ball up at the teeth of goal, and this is their opportunity. to try and get one back in the last 50 seconds or so of the third quarter. Corey Armu in the ruck. Remember, he can't knock it through from behind, so he can really only knock it back in. Well, he didn't do anything. It's taken out of the ruck, and Sachin Tyrrell grabbed it and kicked the goal. That's an interesting one, because I don't know if Sachin Tyrrell was actually the notified ruckman, but he took it and kicked the goal, and the umpire paid the advantage.
He's not a man of great height,
No,
Sachin Tyrrell.
doesn't look like a ruckman, does he?
We've seen Richmond do it successfully with...
Sean Grigg.
Oh, no, I'm thinking more...
More recently, Marlon Pickett.
yes, thank you. Marlon Pickett, exactly.
I would have got it
The name
eventually.
escaped me for a second. Yeah, the smaller ruckman going in there and doing a good job.
Bang, Corey Armu. He's not a small ruckman, he's a big boy, and he's a very promising young prospect as well. That'll do it for the third quarter. So they were able to get a late goal, Vic Country, in quarter number 3, but still a long way in arrears of the Vic Metro team, who lead 13-3-81. The Vic Country boys 4-3-27. What do you make of that quarter, Tony? It was a bit more of the same of the first one, wasn't it, the Metro boys?
It was, yeah. The first half continued in that third quarter, and the Metro boys just really took the game up to the Country boys and ran away with it. And yeah, a lot happening for Vic Metro. Their ability to move the ball forward, their ability to just utilise an open forward space. They've really been coached well by David Blackburn in that regard. They've got, we mentioned it earlier, and we just have to keep mentioning it because what's happening is they've got those two big guys in Armu and Cape, and they're using them as their central focus up forward. And if they are unable to take the mark, the ball comes down, and they've got little blokes all around the place just doing the job and cleaning up after them. So they're fairly dominant at the moment, Vic Metro, and what is it now? It's 54 points. You wouldn't be surprised if this breaks out to, an over 10 goal margin. But that's up to Vic Country now. The boys from Vic Country to really put their heads down and try and get a couple of goals on the board and stop that from happening. It'd be disappointing if they were to lose by more than 10 goals, these boys. So hopefully they can turn it around and get a couple on the board and make a good fist of it.
Still having fun though, the Vic Country boys. They're coming to the Gatorade shower there, and they're giving us a wink and a thumbs up. They're very happy that they're out there playing football in lovely conditions, and there's a lot of people here today watching not just at the ground but listening to our live stream as well, Tony, and seeing all the best talent, the under-12 boys talent throughout the state. We might take a breather. When we come back, we'll have the last quarter for you. You're watching the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day, live streamed on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our socials as well. We'll have the last quarter in the Year 12 and under boys for you when we return. Brent Sternberg and Tony Shevecki here with you. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. This is the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day, live streamed on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our socials as well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching around Melbourne and around this great state and around this great planet as well. We've got the Year 12 and under boys for you, Vic Country and Vic Metro. Vic Metro a long way out in front, but been, most importantly, a good showcase of the skill, not least from this boy here, Kobe Buick, who's just had his kick smothered. And that umpire just commenting on how good of a tackle that was from Ryder Ham in there. Brent Sternberg is my name. Tony Shebeki is here with me. Just commenting during the break, Tony, about the real size discrepancy between the two teams.
Yeah, we're watching those boys at three-quarter time, and there's definitely a height discrepancy between both. There's no doubt about that. But when you look at the smaller boys for Vic Country, they're a lot leaner in their stature. They're a lot skinnier. The small boys for Vic Metro still have a bit of size about their shoulders and through their girth, so they're stronger as a result of that. And that's really been evident in this game. The tackling from the Vic Metro team and the chasing from the Vic Metro team has been so much harder. And that's due to the fact that their boys are just physically a bit stronger.
Umpires paid the mark inside 50 here to Nate Jongen, who won't go for goal. He'll try and tee up a teammate here. No mark can be taken. Umpires yelling at them to get it out. They can't. These boys don't do as they're told. We'll have a ball up at the top of the goal square. Vic Metro back into attack. Armu knocked it down. Roden's onto it. Oh, he had it for a moment and then lost it. Roden will go again a second time. Check side. My word, this boy's a star. Tavita Roden, 4 goals and all of them brilliant, Tony.
Yep, knows where the goals are. There's no doubt about it. He's got a bit of height about him as well, but plays very much like a rover. He's got skill, which I think we've said for a few of these Vic Metro boys as well. And yeah, that domination now continues. It is out to that 10-goal margin. So really up to Vic Country now to make sure that they dig deep for the next 13 or so minutes and stop it from blowing out.
He's been one of the... they've had 2 or 3 that have really stood out today. Vic Metro, Tavita Roden, I'd almost say is probably just about being best on ground. I mean, 4 goals is the best return out there, and some time to add to that as well. He's been parked in the forward line. Trying to see who's standing alongside him, just having a bit of a chat. It's Dashiel Smith who's having a bit of a chat to Tavita Roden and saying, please don't kick any goals while I'm on you. It's going to come back in their direction as they've got a free kick here. Buick, been fantastic today, Kobe Buick, but he's brought his teammate into the game at every opportunity. There's that was Griffin, got a handball away. High ball inside 50. Oh, and a push in the back, says the umpire. And here is Jarvis Burley. Has the free kick about 50 out from goal. Corey Armu it is who heading back to the goal square. Burley will try and sit it on the head of Corey Armu. And Armu might have taken that mark. The umpire said it was touched.
He thinks he took it.
It might have been touched by his own teammate. I think Roden and Armu both went at it. They're both keen to add to their rap sheet today. Clearing kick out of there for Vic Country. It's a bouncing ball. Coming across to meter. That's a good take by Ryder Ham. Handball to Burley. Might give it back to Ham. Now it's come to Zammit. Going around in circles here, Vic Metro. Ham. Great use of the body, hemmed in on the boundary line. There's a good collect and good move to get away from a couple of would-be tacklers. That was Max Thompson. Oh, and a couple of Vic Country boys have gone colliding into one another. We'll have a boundary throw in just outside 50 for Vic Metro.
Vic Country are trying. There's no doubt about it. They're trying, which is good.
Buick again just trying to run away from the would-be tackler. Almost a good mark taken in there by the Vic Metro player. Roden couldn't pick it up. What about Armu? Pretty good below his knees for a big fella, Corey Armu. Couldn't quite get a clear disposal away. That was Riley Travaglia getting rid of it. It's come back to Buick. Wobbles one towards the pocket. And really strong mark taken in front there by Noah Montgomery, who will line up on about a 45-degree angle, maybe 30 out from goal. Young man from St. Peter's School and plays for the footy club St. Peter's FC. Made it sound like a soccer club saying FC, didn't I? I was touched by the man on the mark. The goal square ball still alive. Over at Hughes Haingraf, he's not getting out of there. And they'll get another ball up at the teeth of goal, Vic Metro. We're looking for our first goal of the final quarter, Tony. They've done well to just sort of tighten this up and defend like their lives depend on it. The Country boys. We have seen a goal. I forgot about the Tavita Road. How could I forget? It was a beauty as well. Not good enough for me to remember, obviously. There's a good win there by the Vic Country player. Kick to the outer side, and there's a race on the outer wing. Max Thompson punched away by it was Lachlan Harrop, who might go back and win the football. Boys are crashing in from every direction. They know that this is the last quarter, and they've got one last chance to impress. Buick on the outside of the boot. Will it bounce up for Zammit? It was. Got away from one tackler, not the second. And the umpire says exactly that, and it'll be holding the ball. And here is Noah Haingraf, the captain for the Country team from Bramer College. Plays his local football for Woodend Hawks in the Riddell District Footy League.
He's been handy.
Oh, big contest there. One of the Country boys was crunched. Great spin out of trouble from Dashiell Smith. Dropped it in the bucket for his teammate to grab onto that one. They've got it just back of centre here. Vic Country. Going to keep it in the corridor, are they? The big flyer come from the back. Waiting down was Kobe Ma. Inside forward 50. Back with the flight, Courageous. No mark taken. And he's going to get the footy for his own trouble. I think that was Xavier Bentz. Metro, can they get out of here? Well, they will by way of a free kick. Too high, I think the umpire said, but it was late as well.
And we really saw the difference in the forward setups between these two teams in that passage of play. There was no opportunity for the kicker at the centre of the ground to kick that forward. It was so many players in the one area that he had no opportunity. No one let out. No one did anything.
Took the mark and hit the ground running. I think that was Dashiell Smith. Bouncing ball, and he's got it. Inch perfect. And that was, it was actually Max Thompson, I think that was, who took the fantastic intercept mark and then hit the ground running. And he's told from the umpire, well done, young fella. You know you've done well when the umpire gives you a pat on the back.
That's normally a signal for 3 votes, isn't it?
I think it might be. It's the 4th goal kicker. 5th goal kicker, in fact, for Vic Country, and it's Max Thompson, young man from Swan Hill College. That is Country, Tony.
That, yeah, definitely is Country, no doubt about that. Beautiful area of Victoria, Swan Hill. Footy
club, Naya West United. That's a mouthful. I wouldn't want to commentate too many of their games. Naya West United.
Are they in the Ovens and Murray?
They Central Murray. Yep,
yeah,
footy
okay,
league.
Yeah.
Here comes Angus Brown busting out of the middle. Good intercept mark back there, though, taken by the Country boy. That's Nate Warren. He'll find the captain, Haingraf. A late little flurry here from the boys in white. Not the best kick from Haingraf. It was well anticipated and cut off by the Zach Hamer. Another one sporting a little mullet. He's got a bit of work to do. Smith, barrel, left-footed barrel if you don't mind. Bouncing ball into the middle of the ground. Knocked on, just trying to get it forward any way they can, Vic Country. You're right, Tony, there's not a lot of method in the way that they're taking the ball into their forward line. Hamer trying to go with the look-away handball. It was pinched. Now can they go, Vic Country? The kick forward from Riley Koondam. Bouncing ball coming up from the forward line to meet the footy was Aiden Hand, but couldn't quite take possession. Metro will win out through numbers again, and here's Archer Lagudi, who's now on half back.
That's what happens in junior football, Brett, is that you get to this situation and desperation comes in to play, and unfortunately when desperation comes in, structures fall down.
Might be a chance here. Country Hand, a kick to the pocket. Buick will let his teammate go and get that one. It was James Douglas, who I think might be happy to just see that football out of play. And they get a boundary throw in Vic Country. At least they have it in their attacking half. Just over 6 minutes to play in the final quarter here. Year 12 and under boys showcase game. Vic Metro been far too good on the scoreboard, but Vic Country have tried hard, and there's absolutely a couple of boys that have, well, they'll be proud of their efforts today, no doubt.
Yep.
And they'll be hoping to head into the new year and have a normal season of playing football after a couple of years of gone off the rails. Oh, hitting this one hard. That was great play. That might have been Dashiell Smith again, and reaching for it and taking the fingertip mark for the Vic Country side is Kobe Ma. That's probably just about the best piece of play for the day for Vic Country. And Kobe Ma runs out to the right. That's a fair kick. He's got every piece of that. That's a lovely kick. Kobe Ma, and he's happy with it as well, and so he should be. And there is a late little flurry for Vic Metro. That's goal number 6.
So they did this in the second quarter as well, Vic Country. They kicked those 3 goals towards the end of the quarter and gave themselves a little bit of hope. Vic Metro then running away with the third. They're doing it again here, which is nice. They're an opportunity. Vic Metro boys probably a little bit tired as well. They've done a fair bit of running throughout the game in their domination. So, look, if we can see 1 or 2 more from Vic Country. We spoke about that all-important 10-goal margin and what that means. You didn't want it to spill over that. Well, they're under that now, and let's hope that they can make it even a closer game.
Oh, Angus Brown had a chance there. Just overran it. Just going to say the most recent goal kicker there, Kobe Ma Rimple. Secondary college, plays for the South Mildura Sports Club in the Sunraysia Footy Netball League. That's pretty country as well, Tom.
Yeah, it is very much.
Inside 50 here for the Metro boys. Oh, good tackle there. That might have been Haingraf, the captain.
He's been strong in the tackles, the captain.
Yeah,
he's had 3 or 4 just good, solid tackles, and on big boys too. He's not afraid of them.
You can see why he's been named the captain. He's a fantastic leader, does the dirty stuff. On the outer wing, that's Kobe Ma again, the goal kicker, who touched it on the ground, couldn't find a teammate by hand. It was a good handball by Angus Brown over his head. Ma will go and win himself another possession. Barrels one down towards wing and half forward. Back with the flight, it was Buick, I think, or Harrop, in fact, that couldn't get it. Lagudi, he's got a nice left foot, Lagudi, but he couldn't keep that one in the field of play. And there's going to be a free kick out on the full, and it'll be Kobe Ma to bring it back in for the Vic Country team, just in front of the old scoreboard. Nice kick as well. Beautifully weighted. Dashiel Smith, he's been one of the better Vic Country boys as well, Dashiel Smith.
Yeah, top 3, top 4 for sure.
Been a name that we've called all day. Just kicking hope really inside the forward 50, and it's a pretty easy intercept mark for James Douglas, the full back there for Vic Country. He tries to sit it on the head of Cape, flashing through Leonard, dragged off it. A couple of boys on the bottom of this pack, and the umpire will do them all a favour and ball it up. What do you think will be the words from the coaches after the game, Tony, for both teams? What do you think will be the key messages?
Oh, look, the key message from the Vic Metro coach, David Blackburn, will be a message of congratulations to his boys for holding their nerve. Everything that he would have asked for them, they've done. And you can tell that by the way they've set up their forward line, by the way they've delivered the ball into their forward line, by the way they've won the ball out of the centre. So for David Blackburn, it'll be very much, you guys won the game based on the fact you did what you had to do.
Here's Lincoln Brand taking a mark, and he's going to spot up a teammate about 25 out right in front. Nobody within QE. And look who it is, Kobe Ma, the man of the fourth quarter. Didn't call his name a whole lot in the first 3, but he's been put forward, and he's going to line up for right in front. This for their 7th goal, Kobe Ma, and his 2nd. He's got under it a little bit, and he's just drifted to the near side. 1 goal, 1 for Kobe Ma. That'll take the score to 6-5-41. That's Vic Country, Vic Metro leading 14-387 as we're into the last couple of minutes of this one.
For Lee McClellan of Vic Country, he won't be too hard on his boys because obviously they've been outclassed. There's no doubting. You can't run away from that. This Vic Metro team is a pretty damn good team. So I think what he will say to his boys is go away. You've learnt from this game. You know now the standard that we have to get to as we compete against these kids over the next couple of years. So now it's up to you guys to get away and do what you need to do to make sure you can take it up to them next time.
Well, here's a chance out the back. It was Noah Montgomery who had the goal in his sights, and he had the bounce and didn't have it come back to him. But, oh boy, that's tough luck for Noah Montgomery.
Now, what was great about that is the goal umpire actually signalled dropping the ball as well. I think he got a little bit excited about it.
That's all right. Here's Oliver Cape. Oh, ran himself into trouble. He's able to get boot the ball. He's kicked it about 30 metres the wrong way. Here's Kobe Ma with his head over it, coming the other way. Lagudi, well done. He beat the bigger boy. Handball, though, has copped it straight back up. There's Archer Doreen. Bouncing ball up towards half forward. Got a couple to beat here, the Metro boy. That was well done by Max Selena, who just barrels one up to towards his teammate there. That was Zamet. Couldn't get it. Lagudi. Handball to his mate. Up towards the wing. Well, attacking it hard there was Wollers, but went without the football. One last chance for these boys to go at one another. Haingraf, who has been good, kick inside 50, bounce beyond a couple. Back there is Adler. Worked his way through the traffic well. Handball to Douglas. Long ball, Cape has his name all over that one. Oh, actually didn't quite get to him. It was good work there by Dashiell Smith. And that'll be the last whistle that the umpire will have to blow. Too good today, Vic Metro. Fantastic skill though, a lot of good boys out there. And we've again seen some names to remember. Tavita Roden lit it up with 4 goals. Kobe Buick, the captain, was fantastic with a couple as well. And in the end, a fair discrepancy on the scoreboard. Vic Metro 47-point winners in the end. But well, the Vic Country boys, some of them look a bit disappointed, but they can't be too harsh on themselves. Like you say, it's the first game of football they've played in a little while. Not a whole lot of training coming in either. I thought they gave a good account of themselves after being blown out, really, in the first quarter.
There's no doubt about that. As we said, there was a massive discrepancy in the weight and the size and the height of that Vic Metro team up against the Vic Country team. So these boys have actually performed quite well to, turn it on when they did. They had a 3-goal period there in the second quarter where they were able to get, some good free run of the ball. And then in that last quarter, they had, a 2-goal period there of around about 5 or 6 minutes where they moved the ball well. So they showed that they could do it. It's just a matter of doing it consistently. And when you're up against a physically stronger and a physically taller team, that's tough to do. So, yeah, it'll be a matter of these kids now knowing and seeing the level of footy that they're going to be up against and knowing what they have to do to compete against that. Let's go away, work hard, and come back next year and see what happens.
There's obviously, I mentioned it, but there's a lot of boys in this game for both teams, not just Vic Country, that will really be helped by the fact that there will be, we'll get back to a bit more normalcy next year and there'll be football to play each weekend. There's no doubt that has hurt a lot of our junior footballers, both male and female. Raf Agostino, I assume, is going to get out there and have a chat to the captains in a short while. We'll run through the goal kickers again, Tony. There's a few of them. Tavita Roden had the most with 4. 3 to Archer Lagudi, 2 each to Oliver Cape and Kobe Buick, who was fantastic. The big man, Corey Amu, had 1. Ethan Wood as well, and Oscar Doggett. They were the goal kickers for Vic Metro. Off of Vic Country, it was Sachin Tyrrell, who I thought was really good as well. Joel Comensoli, Xavier Fowler, Max Thompson and Kobe Ma, who come into the game in that last quarter, were the goal kickers for Vic Country. I think he's just sorting out the captains down there now. Raf Agostino, Kobe Buick and Dane Haingraf, and he might go down to them now, I think.
G'day and welcome to the Team Vic Australian Football Showcase Day. Just want to give a big shout out to the commentators, Tony Shebeki and Brent. Fantastic work with the calling of both the games, the girls and the boys. Fantastic work, brilliant work. I've got the captains here for the Team Vic team. What's your name?
Kobe Buick.
Kobe Buick, and what about you?
Noah Hanegraaff.
Excellent. Now tell me, boys, what do you take from the game first as a blue captain? What do you take from the game today?
It was very fun. We all had fun and we learned to play together as a team. We learnt with new boys to play footy with. It was good fun.
How good is it just to be out today and playing something of some sort? And what about you? What do you take from the game today?
Just playing with some new boys, like learning about all our age group, playing with the best kids in Victoria. Just great fun.
It is good, and we've just loved seeing you out here. Now, tell me, what do you love about football itself?
I love how it's played, contact sport. I like getting contact, and then kicking goals is the best part about it.
Kicking goals. What about you? What do you love?
Just getting in there, getting some kicks and everything. Just playing with some mates, yeah.
Brilliant. Now, if I was to ask you quickly before you guys go, what's your role as a captain here today? What do you do as a captain for a team like today?
Support all the kids, like help them out. If they are hurt, just go up to them. Yeah, cheer them on and everything.
Brilliant. What about your role?
Encouragement is good, and if something goes wrong, you help the person. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Go well, fellas. Congratulations on such a good game. Go celebrate and enjoy the rest of the day. We're going to cut back to the commentators just for a minute to wrap up the game, and then we're going to cut this game and join us for Game 3, which is on today at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Raf Agostino, Brent Sternberg and Tony Shebeki up here in the commentary box. They're good talkers, those two boys. You can see what they'll give with the captaincy.
It is amazing now, isn't it? I do a fair bit of work at Maribyrnong Sports Academy. So get to work with 600 elite athletes each day, and the amount of work that we put into them in regards to media training and also their sports as well. These kids are just amazing talkers now. Remembering these kids are still at primary school, the two that just spoke, but they spoke so well, held a good account of themselves, hence the reason why they're captain of their respective sides, and they'll go okay. But no, it's definitely something that is really brought on and has been brought forward now by the amount of media and the amount of attention around junior football. And they do a good job.
Well, that's it for the Year 12 and Under Boys Showcase match, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Coming up here in only a few minutes' time, actually, we'll have some more girls' footy action with the girls 15 years and under. The first bounce in that one coming up at 1:15. My name is Brent Sternberg. Tony Shebeki is here with me. Don't go anywhere. We will have the Year 15 and under girls in a moment. This is the 2021 Team Victoria Australian Football Showcase Day on the School Sport Victoria website and all across our socials as well. Don't go anywhere. Girls under 15 action coming up in a moment.